Time to input some assessments. Start by clicking the green plus button on the top right. Select the style you want for your assessment. The options are score, binary, rubric, observation. Score is a score, level, or letter-based grade based on an overall value. Binary is a pass-fail assessment. Rubric is similar to the score assessment, but also has an attached rubric. Observations are anecdotal comments about students. Once you have an assessment created, there are two views within the Assessment tab, Card View and Table View. Card View allows you to see a quick snapshot of individual assessments. You can see whether assessments are graded, ungraded, or if there are any unsubmitted marks. Table View gives you a quick overview of all the students and assessments. Clicking the assessment name will take you directly to that specific assessment where you can update grades. Score assessments are the most commonly used option in Chalk because of how flexible they are in representing different types of assessments. Whether the assessment is homework, a quiz, a project, or a test, the score assessment allows you to represent the grade as a fraction. This makes it easy to accurately reflect how a student is performing. Make sure to name your assessment to keep track of which assessment is which. Note that this is the only required field that must be filled out to save an assessment. Adjust the out of to mirror how the assessment is being graded. Set the due date. The default due date is always the day you're creating your assessment. What category does this assessment fall into? Selected categories will appear with weighting percentages and colors according to the set colors and preferences. Set it as summative or formative. Formative will have no impact on a student's calculated grade, but Chalk's default is to summative. When you're done these steps, click Create Assessment and it will take you straight to the evaluation page. If you have marks, you can enter them here or simply return to the assessment main page to continue to create additional assessments. Important to note is that with the assessment solutions and conversations enabled, you will be able to decide who you would like to share your assessment with. If you would like to keep an assignment hidden, you can select Only Me so that students and guardians will not be able to view this. If your institution does not have conversations set up, you will not see this. For more information on editing assessments, deleting them, or creating an extra credit assessment, visit support.chalk.com. We'll also quickly review how to create a rubric assessment. A rubric is a grid-based tool that is used to grade a student's performance against a predetermined set of expectations instead of other students. A rubric is designed to help you compare student results to the desired outcomes of an assessment. In Chalk, this assessment is similar to the score assessment, but with an attached rubric. From the Markboard Assessment tab, click the green plus button to select an assessment style. Select Rubric and create your assessment, making sure you have an assessment name, your out of is reflective of the out of marks, due date, and categories are filled out. Create your assessment. At this point, you'll be taken to the grading page where you can take advantage of the grading options. But to build a rubric, you will want to select Edit Rubric beside PDF. The default rubric is shown here, but everything is customizable based on your requirements. You can change the title of your rubric to reflect your assessment title. Categories and levels can be changed as well. Just because the default is knowledge and understanding doesn't mean it has to stay that way. You can overwrite columns and rows names based on your specific criteria. Column and rows can be added or deleted as necessary. When you're finished, click this button and it will take you back out to grading your rubric assessment. You will have the option to enter the grades, make comments, and assess the rubric from here. If you would like to reuse your rubric, you can with ease. When you create your next rubric assessment, simply go to the rubric editor in the new assessment and click the Import Rubric option to select from any previously created rubrics. A binary assessment is a pass-fail, yes-no, all-or-nothing assessment format, such as participation or self-reflection. This means when grading, you either give full marks or no marks. For binary assessments, you still have access to features such as comments, attachments, and marking assessments as unsubmitted or late. For a refresher on any of these, please visit support.chalk.com and select the Markboard FAQs. Observations are anecdotal notes and can include images or videos that are a great way for teachers to keep track of classroom activities and attitudes, as well as using this information to update parents on how a student is progressing. They can be applied to a whole class, groups within the class, or individual students. These observations won't appear on the assessment main page, but will appear when looking at a student's profile. For reporting, you will only be able to see notes, not multimedia observations. It's important to note that observations have no impact on a student's calculated grade.